Staying with our big story, the education debate, I'm delighted to say that joining us is another good friend, Chris McGovern, who's the chairman of the Campaign for Real Education, who's also taught in both sectors, importantly, and attended secondary and modern school and a grammar school. Great to see you. Do you think the Conservative Party are missing a few tricks, as I think Jonathan Gullis just demonstrated, that there is a stronger case to be made for choice and the quality that the private sector offers, but also there's much in the state sector that can be trumpeted to its pride? Are they just not playing this argument terribly well?
I think that's an understatement. I think they're hopeless. Look, Jonathan spoke very eloquently. You yourself pointed out as well. There are many great state schools, many excellent state schools, but you forgot to say something which is rather important. In order to get into those excellent state schools, you need a pocket full of money. You need loads of money because you need to buy a house in the catchment area. And the Social Mobility Unit a few years ago showed that if you live in a poor area of the country, you're 27 times more likely to go to a poor school. So we do indeed have to pay for our education in the state sector. Most children in the country go to state schools, and if you've got a lot of money, you can buy a house in a good area. So it's hypocrisy what Labour is saying, and it's hopelessness what the Tories are doing. They need to be far more robust. The private schools are a jewel in the crown. We need to preserve the good, and we need to renovate the bad. So we need to focus on improving state schools and not being so, what can I say, defensive about private schools. Private schools are excellent. And if we close them down because they can't afford to stay open because they lose their charitable status, all that will happen is that the rich kids will continue to go to Eton and Cheltenham Ladies College and these posh schools, and the poorer, but just about scrimping and saving parents, well, they will have to leave and go to the state sector. That's no way out. The way forward is to raise the standard in state schools, but particularly in the schools in poor areas. And the simple solution, we need to bring back hundreds of grammar schools. If we had kept grammar schools, most private schools would have withered on the vine. So this government is hopeless. They need to be much more robust. And the Labour Party are incredibly hypocritical. That's where I stand, Alistair. Is that robust enough for you?
I think it was wonderfully robust and stuck alongside Jonathan Gullis's analysis. I think really will help our viewers understand why many of them have tweeted to us in the way that they have. Let me just try one other thing with you as well, though, nodding to previous guests who said that the charitable status is a tax decision, but you've got to earn that charitable status. And even the woman who runs the independent sector said on this programme, there are some exemplars of the best possible practice to earn and warrant that charitable status. There are others who, frankly, could get their fingers out and do a little more.
Yes, I mean, there, of course, private schools which have got great facilities should be supporting state schools. I look to the future, though, when we see it the other way around, when state schools can support private schools. Because some parents go to private schools, not because they are posh and lots of money, but because their children have special needs and so forth. Yeah, it's a two-way thing. And of course we expect the private sector to support the state sector. But the best way the state sector can benefit, the main way they can benefit, is to start copying some of the things which go on in the best private schools. Private schools are a great success. I often go on about the success of the school system in Singapore, Shanghai, Tokyo, and so on. But what you find out if you go to Singapore and Shanghai is the richest of the rich in Shanghai are sending their kids to London or to Britain to the best private schools because they know our best private schools are the best in the world.
Absolutely.
So we've got to protect them. They also produced our Olympic team as well. We've got to raise the standard.
I've got to move it on, Chris, but I was just going to point out as well that one of my best friends in the education world runs a school called Harrow Hong Kong. The Chinese have purchased, not Harrow, but they've purchased the right to produce education equivalent to that out there. And it's hugely successful. Message received loud and clear, Chris.